is the question here. Do they want to ban up Brody? Maybe we cannot see 1-1 in terms of today. And yeah, we have 1-1 to be banned. We have the Fanny. If the Fanny not been banned, maybe we have Vanguard. Maybe Safri could play it as well. So the question is, first ban, maybe the Farsa? Because I see Tiger Wong love the Farsa.
Here's a little bit of a hard facts for you guys as well, because based on yesterday's game and today's games, so far teams that has won games on the red side has had a significantly higher win rate, about 75% in terms of win rate based on red side first pick. So it feels like right now setting up the dictating tempo first pick doesn't necessarily give them a huge advantage, considering that there are just so many S tier meta picks in the current draft where the initial 6 bans feels a little bit not enough. Yeah. Over time, as more heroes are going to be introduced into this game, 6 is not going to be enough. Eventually, it will reach to a stage where potentially Mobile Legends is going to start with like 4 face bans and start to go and then transition. And I don't know when on, but we will have to continue with what we have.
Yeah, even though we're going to overthrow the Minsita rework, man, the revamp.
No way, it's coming as well in a couple more weeks. That is going to be the end of this month, in case you guys are hard Mobile Legends fans. But in case now, let's talk a little bit more about the drafts. Faram is being banned, Farsa also being banned as well. Two very staple heroes so far in today and yesterday's game. Kadita also going to be a priority being banned coming in from Tiger Pro. Esports, 1-1 also taking it out here from Euphoria Esports. So there is some sort of kill threat potential, but the question is, will the Fanny be let through by Tiger WONG Esports, or Gugun is going to be playing as well? Because I do recall both sides do play a Fanny.
Yeah, I think if the Fanny led through, I don't think that Euphoria, maybe Tiger Wong just want to pick the Fanny in terms of first pick, because a lot more counters can be taken away. If Euphoria takes on Fanny, maybe the Kaja is not still banned. Tiger Wong could take the Kaja. Maybe the maybe a couple of supports has a lot of CC can be taken by Tiger Wong. In terms of how Euphoria could bring here, maybe they could steal down the Kaja first before it could just play down the Fanny. Oh, if we got a Kaja, we got a Fanny, there's a good deal coming in for Euphoria.
Yeah, and all things considered, anything can happen in this scenario. And Tiger Wong, do they let go of the Fredrin? But seems like Joy is a priority. We haven't seen too much Joy for a long time. So Fredrin and Fanny is up for grabs. Euphoria, priority for Fredrin, priority for Glue, as well as a potential Grok. So far, we've seen a lot of Grok pickups in this current today's games as well. And so far, Greg has been very flexible in terms of their draft picks here. We haven't seen Fredrin XP for a long time here. It's all just stick with jungle all the way through. Euphoria pretty much doubles down. Yep, that's it. Jungle Fredrin. We are not going to move XP at all. We haven't seen it for 10,000 years. Not going to happen.
Yeah, in terms of if Euphoria want to give Fredrin onto the EXP, he needs to know whoever he's going to fight on the EXP. Maybe if he's going to fight down the Lapu Lapu, maybe Ipakido, yes, it's going to be a Fredrin jungle. It's going to be really hard because the damage has been threat coming in for Tiger WONG Esports. But Arlot has been pushed away for Euphoria, so Fredrin might go to EXP, and leading the way for Tiger WONG takes down the Kaja and the Glue. So the Fanny is not an option for Euphoria.
Well, that is going to be the Kaja as well. I like that this is pretty much open up as well. Kaja was a priority ban, even though it has one of the lowest win rate thus far from yesterday to today's games, right? If you think about it, Kaja is something that I think it's strong, but it's a pick-off potential where you can't exactly prolong certain kind of scenario fights, right? If this was Kaja pre-patch here, where it was able to sustain longer than an Esmeralda, it makes a lot of sense. But the response here from Euphoria, they don't go for the Fanny. I don't think they would as well. It is going to be the Benedetta being shown in Valentina as well. So no Fanny whatsoever, both completely ignoring it. I'm curious to see whether or not Tiger WONG Esports is going to be playing the Fanny, but they bring the Xavier instead. Interesting enough, so far, you talked about Xavier being a priority pick for today, right? Oh no, okay, never mind. Prank. Okay, I was very surprised here because only the Malaysian teams has been playing the Xavier composition. It feels really slow in terms of the game, but in terms of early aggression, I feel like having the Yi brings a little bit more value in terms of overall team fight synergy. And currently, Tiger WONG has 3 very strong openings catered to play around magical damage output. You've got Divine Judgment set up for the Glue, you've got Divine Judgment set up for the Real Motivation, as well as the normal skills here. It does pretty much guarantees a one-shot kill compared to, I think, a draft where if you go for Divine Judgment, but not enough teammates or heroes can actually capitalize on that magic reduction from the Divine Judgment. So, okay, like it from Tiger Wong Esports, but Euphoria, mobility is key. In case Tiger Wong decides to go for a Link composition, they are going to ban it as well, but nope, no Fanny from Tiger Wong this time. They ban it off.
I just love if Euphoria gonna go for a support kind of Kufra maybe. It's going to be really good for versus of the Eve and as well as the Kaja, because you know the bouncing ball could run away and give much more damage, because Tiger Wong has a lot magic damage. So if Euphoria gonna go Fredrin onto the jungle, it's going to be a mid-game spike coming in for Euphoria, but relying onto Benedetta in the early game and hard for Kaja to just Divine Judgment himself. So in terms of Euphoria, he needs one more tanky, I think, because the Divine Judgment will go for Valentina all the way along.
Yeah, it might be the case as well, but Valentina is going to be able to capitalize a lot on this kind of scenarios here. Brody being secure from the side of Tiger Wong Esports. I like this draft a little bit more from Tiger Wong Esports because it has very clear intent of what they do. But my biggest concern here is what kind of jungler are they going to go, because they need a physical damage jungler. Arkai doesn't do the biggest amount of damage. Barat is okay-ish. Martis is pretty much out of the equation. Going for a Lancelot tank isn't too bad, but based on the synergy coming from Tiger Wong Esports, it feels very difficult to pull off. But if I do remember correctly, I think it was Tiger Wong Esports that brought in a Cho jungler and came up on top. I just can't remember, was it them or not?
I think it was GPX.
Yeah, that was GPX, and I don't like it. Doesn't make sense, but it works because of they want to play and synergize about that. So I don't think it's gonna happen. But Euphoria, they go for the Beatrix, they go for the Kufra on top of it all. That is gonna be like what you said as well. Euphoria bringing something fresh to the table to try and stop a potential mobile hero. In this case, Hayabusa and Tiger Wong Esports is going to be a very, very difficult one to play with around the Kufra. Lancelot as well, extremely difficult to play around as well.
The Ling is good choice.
I think Ling is pretty decent considering that they don't really have a lot of hard catches from Euphoria Esports, right? Even Kufra, you can't necessarily reach against a Ling. But no, Tiger Wong, they have no choice. They double down on tank. Jungler, it is going to be the Arkai to deal with the potential Benedetta threat as well as the Kufra to try and isolate the fight. So, based on this draft, I think Euphoria Esports has a little bit more room to work with. But Tiger Wong Esports also has very clear intention on how they want to take their approach in team fight. Isolate, chain stun, Divine Judgment, instantly one-shotting one player. So there is a strong overall single pick-off composition coming from Tiger Wong Esports, whereas Euphoria Esports leaning on the wombo combo that we are used to see. But I don't know, I like both sides more. Favoring onto Euphoria for sure, but it is going to be 50-50. I'm looking forward to see how it breaks down. I
think Euphoria has a lot more gold per minute that they can play early game matchup. But in terms of this draft alone, they have the Kufra for early game. They doesn't have the Fredrin for early. They only have the Benedetta. But in terms of Valentina as well as the Beatrix, it's a lot of time to play for Euphoria. But Tiger Wong, they could flex along early and mid. That is their opening to win this matchup.
Yeah, things are gonna get a little bit interesting here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the upper brackets of the Snapdragon Pro Series, and we're heading into the next phase of the upper brackets here. It is gonna be Indonesia versus Philippines. On the red side, we have Tiger Wong Esports representing Indonesia, and on the blue side, we have Euphoria Esports representing from the Philippines.
Look at how Euphoria, they already just trying to find a way to just boost up how Fredrin onto the jungle, because we know how slow Fredrin is versus a Akai. They could finish a lot more faster rather than Euphoria. So Tiger Wong, there has not a lot early matchup or aggressiveness into the DNA. So even we see a lot of Euphoria playing a lot aggressive, Tiger Wong is a good defensive team.
This is a good catch as well. Rexy going to be taking a little bit more damage. A Petrify comes in from Ryu, forces it, takes out an easy takedown on the XP lane. So Euphoria starting comes really huge. Meanwhile, bottom lane as well, the Kufra comes in. It is going to harass Gugun a little bit more, but they will secure and deny the jungle away from the Arkai. So instead of Fredrin getting the kill, he is going to be able to secure himself. Venogod will be able to counter-steal it as well. So Tiger Wong going to be losing a lot of time and economy from Gugun, and now with the recall coming in, it is going to slow down the rotation even more now.
I just love how this matchup is just different for other matchup, because not both of the support just not living into the bottom side here, giving the gold laners just play and get farm and get so much damage left, but they are going for this turtle away. Couple more damage.
Oh, Heavy Spin comes in, but the turtle will be secure from inside Euphoria. But at the same time, Heavy Spin goes down, but the eye for an eye is going to be able to get hits got out in this sticky situation. So Euphoria, they're going to be A-okay for now. Shisho God pops an ultimate. Not sure what he's doing here. Divine Judgment comes in, but Shisho God, no, it's not a Divine Judgment. Dadi-do-da-do. Does still have it. It was pretty much a passive ability, so it looks like a Divine Judgment, but it's not going to happen. So Euphoria Esports still has positions to actually try and contest this, while Tiger Wong needs to play this a little bit safer here. Safrio going to be farming his way through. Nothing super out of the ordinary, but they are going to be having heavy emphasis on making sure that Safrio gets his farm from Tiger Wong. Esports, Euphoria, just going to be, threatening the cross-map plays. In this case, his God going to be cutting a creep wave, make sure that XP lane is going to struggle even more.
Yeah, in terms of rotation for Euphoria, they are much faster rather than Tiger Wong, and the goal difference is much greater coming in for Euphoria. So in terms of how Tiger Wong try to cope with the late game composition coming in Euphoria, they need to still wait some time, but they cannot play on the late game.
Oh, here comes a catch as well. The heavy spin counter from Yoshi God. He's pretty much stuck in the Divine Judgment, interfacing his way through, but Yoshi God almost survives it here, but Safri with the Torment of Power Memories will get the final last hit, and Tiger Wong finally found a way to scale back into the game. A very interesting interaction with the Divine Judgment heavy spin, but Euphoria wasn't expecting that as well. Yoshi God getting punished heavily for that, and now Rexley gonna be in a little bit of awkward position. No heavy spin whatsoever. It's a good time to go for it, but Rexley with the split might be getting taunted out, and the Petrified, the chain stun his way through, takes him out before he latches on towards Headsguard. So that is gonna be Euphoria getting a trade-off kill.
Yeah, Euphoria detects when they need a lot of gold because they suffer one death onto the bottom side. They just think, okay, we need to take this lead. We cannot give any window for the side of Tiger Wong. So they force down the kill onto that Rexley. So if they cannot take a lot of fall, Euphoria just trying to find a way. They know what they want. They know where to take it, and they make it happen for the side of Euphoria.
Yep, cross-map plays are being set up from Euphoria Esports with Tiger Wong. They're not looking for the 5-man split up yet. Benedetta has the mobility to try and buy time, get information for the team. And guess what? They're focusing on the turtle. Here comes the Headsguard as well. He doesn't have the Petrified, but Electro-Firebolt is going to try to chip away the thing. But from behind, the Tyrant's Rage connects, but it is not going to do him any good. But the turtle will be stolen away from Gurgun as Tiger Wong. They need to back out, and they will successfully get out. Euphoria dropping the combos here, but the Tyrant's Rage not able to do too much against the real Malaysian at all.
Yeah, I think Euphoria, they realize that the health coming in with Headsguard is a little bit too low here to fight around that turtle, giving Tiger Wong so much space and the aggressiveness for the side. Momentum-wise, Tiger Wong really good at that position. And Euphoria, they know they can take the fight, but it just cannot because of Headsguard health a little bit too low to take the full-on fight.
Yeah, but it's going to be very difficult now. But Ryujin doing a little bit of harassments here and there. Bloodless acts up on Headsguard, so he is going to have a little bit more sustains when the split comes in. The Electro Blow is going to bully him out. As you can see, Headsguard can just completely dumpstring on Head Rexley, and he know for a fact that Tiger Wong can do absolutely nothing to do about this, because if they commit the Kajat up top, means Safru is going to have a little bit of trouble farming way through. And even with that, you can see there's just so much threat potential being set up on the minimap from Euphoria. You've got the Kufra, you've got the B-Trace, you've got even Ryujin got just hiding in the bush, hoping to try and catch this off. So this is going to be cross-map plays all the way through, but as soon as the Sadish conceal plays as well, they're going for the dive, but the Tyrant's Rage not going to connect, but it's a 3v4, but the Heavy Spin connects on 2, they know exactly what they're doing. In Euphoria, they are going to lose more, and Tiger Wong able to get a freebie with this, and just that being said here, Tier 1 will fall. Yoshi God cannot do anything at all.
The initiate coming in for Euphoria, they know they can take the kill, but they just cannot because Tiger Wong with the CC, the damage coming in for Daddy Doody-Do, as well as Gurgun Shashiro, make it possible beside of Tiger Wong. Euphoria, they are not in front anymore. They still has the goal, but in terms of kill, it's not them. So Tiger Wong knows how to tread this carefully with a couple more damage as well as the team fight and the objective they can take onto the bottom side.
Well, this is where things get a little bit angsty here. Tiger Wong Esports gonna be playing this a little bit slower now. but at the same time, they've got some sort of bearing because economy-wise, Euphoria is still leading despite losing the initial fight. Tyrant's Revenge from the sides, not connecting, but the Turtle still at a stalemate. Electro Final Bro comes in, but it will be secure from Euphoria, but here comes the real elimination coming from Tiger Wong Esports, but the Benedetta will finish off the Archive and they will pick up the parts while the sides here, Safrio is doing significant amount of work. He gets himself a double kill. It's an all-out brawl, and Euphoria, they have to get out. Shizo comes into the party, but he's not going to do too much. But Brio from the sides, he finishes off the rest. 401 on this Benedetta, and now Ryujin needs to make a run for it, while Shizo is going to try and keep chase, but Shizo not going to be able to do too much in that scenario.
Multi-toss coming in for Euphoria, takes the kill onto the Turtle as well as the mid lane turret, takes the win for the side of Euphoria. The plays coming in for hit gods really makes the plays for the side of Euphoria. He knows the position, he knows the damage he can take for the bottom side.
Rexley in a little bit awkward here. Tyrant's Rage to chain stun his way through. Rexley is gonna die here. An easy kill for Shizo God. So a little bit of funneling going on for this marksman. Meanwhile, Euphoria, despite losing the Turtle trade-off with a couple of kills in, they're still building up so much of this economy lead, especially for Shizo. And look at this, he's so far ahead alongside with the Benedetta with 6.2k. He's got the Bloodless Act, he's got the Hunter Strike, and because of this, Tiger Wong, they don't necessarily have the most amount of physical damage over time, and this is going to be a big problem eventually, because if Safrio can't kill them off in time, and he dies first, they lose all major damage output, especially when Euphoria is slowly itemizing into a magical defense composition.
Yeah, Shiro been chased down the wave of Havana God here, but remember Daddy Doody Do trying to find a way with the Divine Judgment. Who's gonna be a member?
Oh no,
here?
It's gonna be Yoshi God. It starts with the Tyrant's Ray, immediately flickers away. They bait out the real Malaysian. The snipe comes in, it's not gonna do him good. Daddy Doody Do pulls the hurt onto his head's guard, but he won't get finished off Safri. Tries to get away. Now Rexley forces to try to go for a commitment here, misses the timing, gets outplayed. They go for a trade off. The stolen heavy spin coming in from Ryujin is going to try and zone them out, but they do trade 1-for-1, but it is going to favor Tiger Wong a little bit more.
Yeah, Tiger Wong played that defense pretty well. Oh no,
oh
Daddy
no,
Doody
Daddy Doody Do might actually die to this. Shizo gets a very sneaky ambush coming in, and now Tiger Wong left with 3 feet 2, but they are going to try and finish off Sushi God, and that is going to be the Archive to finish off the Kufra. Vano God looking to be a little bit greedy with the Lord plays, but Tiger Wong just waiting for the right moment here. But is this the right call?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for Euphoria Esports because none of the members is here. The rotation a little bit late here from the mid lane from Ryujin God itself. The members Tiger Wong really positioned themselves, but Rexley could not go far enough, because if this lot has been taken away for Euphoria, it will be a 3 turret down for the side of Tiger Wong. They need to secure this position. Oh, they're missing it.
Oh my goodness, the concealed back plays here. They go in for the ambush and jump on the friend. He's synced up with the Lord. His chain stun. He cannot get up, but the Appraisal Drive does some decent amount of damage. It is going to buy a little more time, but Euphoria, they go in for the counter engagement, but they can't seem to get out for the follow-up. Safrio destroys Ryujin, destroys Veno, no jungler, and now Suzo going for the aggression. He's also going to get caught out. Solo kill by Rexley on this glue as Tiger Wong looking to strike back in this engagement, looking very, very strong from the Indonesian squad coming from Tiger Wong Esports.
That setup coming in for the conceal, coming in for Tiger Wong is really good. Trying to catch Euphoria out of guard here, because none of the members of Euphoria just realized the members Tiger Wong is missing.
Oh no, Shujo is gonna fall, providing the assist, the map control coming in. They're losing heroes coming from Euphoria, and Tiger Wong is picking them bit by bit. With that being said, that is going to be even more economy lead. Finally, they were able to take the lead here with only a 1k net worth advantage, but Euphoria somehow still keeping tabs on the economy, and they need more coming from Shizo. His God does have the Petrify for this next upcoming fight, so this is going to be a very important one if Tiger Wong wants to close up this game.
Yeah, they really need to clump up to just take a lot more gold and EXP for the side of Shizu, because they need 3 level to just max out Shizu God level, and Tiger Wong really had the momentum here. 100 seconds for the next Lord, but only Tiger Wong only succeed to take the outer turrets, and Tiger Wong still has the momentum and as well as the item. Daddy Doody Do is one of the members that just eyeing Shizu away to find the Divine Judgment to kill that Beatrix inside to give Tiger Wong a lot more potential and space to play without the damage coming in for Zizu.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult right now because if you can think about it here, because of the Divine Judgment coming from Kaja, it's so hard to actually push into fights, knowing that if they go out of position and anyone from inside Euphoria Esports tries to commit it to the save, instantly you are going to be expected a heavy spin to try and lock them down. And that is the biggest threat right now from Euphoria Esports. And even with the Kufra coming in, it's just so hard to engage this fight. And Tiger Wong, they just have so much to work with. And now with the Ice Queen's one up on Yves, it's not going to do too much. But no, the stolen Divine Judgment keeping the Archive away, but he's gonna drop down low, but they can't seem to finish well. They clumped up a big Appraisal's Wrath coming in. Will try and shut them down, but it's not gonna do good because Euphoria has got the damage done. Gugun could not set it up for a team, and they picked them all apart. They go one by one, and Tiger Wong, in the midst of chaos, they get picked off, and now Euphoria will continue to chase. Rexley will be able to narrowly escape this, but all the squishes immediately get killed off by Veno. What a catch with this Appraisal Wrath.
Ryujin God keeping away the Divine Judgment to just take Tiger Wong one by one. Look at the position here. Shizu really got taken away by the Divine Judgment, but the members of Euphoria is just going to protect.
Oh my god, look at this big catch from Veno as well. 3-man Veno catch, Appraisal Wrath, instantly drops all 3 players from Tiger Wong so low. What a big catch here coming in from Vanguard with this replay. And nevertheless here, Tiger Wong, that was the first mistake they've done so far. But big setup coming from Eugene to set things up, because right now the second Lord, the Luminous Lord, is going to be very, very important for this next engagement. 2 bars down, Arkai still has the Retribution, needs to force it out, so it's going to be a little bit of flank here, but do they have to conceal plays? Everyone from Euphoria in position to contest this. Gugun looking for the play, Real Which comes in, Tyrant's Rage is going to be zoned out. Who comes up on top? And it's going to be Euphoria that steals the Lord, and now they're going for a change. Dani Dudu getting zoned out, but he is going to survive barely. Gugun was going to pay for the price. Shuzo snipes him away from the cross, but they trade 2 for 2, but Lord in the hands of Euphoria. Rexley looking for the finish up from the sides. Veno trying his best to zone out Saffriel, but he just doesn't have the mobility. He will die in the hands of this Brody, and it is going to be a 3 for 2 in favor of Tiger Wong Esports.
Euphoria can win that team fight, but in a matter of time, Rexley is one hard to kill for the side of Euphoria. They doesn't have the damage, they doesn't have the anti-healing coming in for Euphoria itself. So the damage for Tiger Wong is not that much, but the healing coming in for Tiger Wong is too much to be handled with. Maybe Euphoria Lord here will be such a waste for them, because they suffer loss in that team fight because of Risley just messed up onto the backside, giving a lot hard time for the side Sizu, as well as Ryujin could not help Vanguard as well as Headguard on that team fight on side of jungle for the side of Tiger Wong.
So very difficult. They have so many frontliners coming from Tiger Wong Esports. It's just so hard to pierce the back lines, and as you can see as well, he's building some sort of tankiness in with the Bloodless Axe as well as the Hunter Strike, but it's not going to be enough because the Kufra doesn't have the mobility and kill threat potential that Rexley brings to the table to threaten the back lines. And every single time they force a fight, it needs to be a big wombo combo setup in order to win the fight. Whereas Tiger Wong Esports, all they gotta do is just play a little safe, space it out, and go in for the counter engagement, and eventually they will be able to win the fight. So far, the only mistake they've done so far is being caught out by a 3-man taunt from Vanguard. But if you push Veno away to a certain distance, they are going to be okay. So with that being said, Euphoria somehow still limps their way into the later stage of the game. You can see the items as well. Everyone is trying to progress into the final stage of the game. But interesting now, Veno he got the Winter Trunket. He sold his he used up his immortality, so this is going to be a Winter Trunket swap here to try and extend the fight longer. But the question here still remains, can anyone get to Saffron? This is a Brody we're talking about. High mobility, high defensiveness, high tankiness as well. He's got immortality, he's got Winds of Nature. Extremely difficult to kill him off.
Yeah, it's going to be real hard because of how Tiger Wong really played well with the Rexley onto the Glue, because Glue has messed Euphoria backline. He doesn't give space for Sizu as well as Ryujin, because the main damage for Euphoria has been taken away for that team fight as well. He's leave Vanguard as well as Yoshi onto the front line and doesn't give any help. But when Tiger Wong engage onto the team fight, they cannot go for a club up, because they cannot give for us a space for Shizu. We have Shizu, a lot more items, a lot more damage, but Shizu doesn't have a good game here because of Red as well as Google Shishiro.
Yeah, this is hard, you know. With the ice cream one up on Eve, it's just so hard to actually get away with all the slows coming in. And the biggest threat right now is that the only one that is close enough to actually potentially one-shot Safrio is pretty much Rujin God. And for him to start the fight, how does he start the fight? Because if you think about it, if he starts with a fight with the Divine Judgment, yeah, if they don't burst him down, that's going to be a problem. But if he starts with a heavy spin here, he is not going to be able to tank the initial burst coming from Safrio. So it is going to be the One Dream Wonder. But speaking of One Dream Wonder, they do get a catch here. Mistakes from Reckley, but here comes the Immortality. But at the same time, it was a setup because Shizo gets taken down. A few shots with the Real Obliteration, and Rins will take him out. Without the marksman, this is a problem. Euphoria, they need to force a fight, but what can they do? They've lost their marksman. They've lost their damage. Looks like they will choose to concede the Lord and hope to be able to defend against this.
They have a 2-lane deficit on the bottom side and the mid lane, so they cannot go for the team fight onto that Lord because they doesn't have the damage. Shizu God is the one to be taken away. Look at Hurricane Dance coming in to just separate away. Vanguard is alone with a couple more damage coming in for Tiger One. Members of Euphoria cannot take away the damage. He cannot go for help and take it away. Vanguard. Safril is open fire. Take one to the coal and takes another one. Hat God still alive, but will take it down as well. And one by one, member of Euphoria will be taken away.
Oh, this is just so difficult here. Euphoria, they just don't have what it takes to actually deal the damage here. They're just so tanky. Beatrix only has a limited amount of bullets, and currently their max HP threshold is not enough for Shizo to burst him down. They can go for the wave clear, but at this stage it's going to be very difficult to do so. They're going to be trolling bodies for this as well. Immortality comes in. Yoshi God goes for the Tyrant's Rage, but instantly gets shut down by this Brody. Shizu God doesn't have ultimate. They're zoning him out, but they are losing members. It's only Shizu God left. He focused on the Crystal, but the Eve Real World Motivation won't be enough to shut him down. But it is going to be Tiger Wong Esports taking game 1 in this upper bracket. And my oh my, Indonesia supremacy coming in today for the upper brackets. What a game, what a game.
Yeah, in terms of how the